Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is my second video for today. This video is actually going to be more of a personal life experience. The title of the video, it's called A True Conversation Between a Man and a Woman. We've all heard people give their stories and their testimonies about how God revealed to them who their spouse was prior to their spouse even knowing. Last year, I dated this guy briefly for about 2.5 to 3 weeks, if that long. And he ended up leaving. He had his reasons as to why he left, but he left. Fast forward, well, some things happened in between those times, but fast forward, I told God, I was like, God, you taking too long. I said, so I'm gonna help you out. I was like, so I'm gonna help you out. So I decided to get on this website called Be Okay. And it's so funny because as I was making my profile, I ended up getting on Instagram. And I have different people's stories who I like to watch on Instagram. So I got on this one guy's Insta story, and he had actually recorded his pastor, and his pastor was like, and to the women that are selling themselves on these websites and you're trying to pretty much let a man know that you're a cat, she was like, you need to stop it. And I was like, oh God, you all in my business. And so after I heard that message, I was like, oh God, okay. So I ended up getting off. I ended up getting off the site, but my profile was still active, of course. And so this one guy, he found me on Instagram. He was like, hey, I came across your profile on Be Okay, and I'm just reaching out to you. Here are some pictures of me, this and that. So we started texting over Instagram, and we started learning about each other. He said some things that really intrigued me. He was like, his picker was off, and that's why he allows God to choose the person that's for him. He had been married, I believe, 3 times. His longest marriage was close to a year. His shortest marriage was like 3 months. And so, anytime anybody has come into my life, I would begin praying. Now, do I believe that people come into our lives for a reason, or we cross paths for a reason? Absolutely. I feel like people are here for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. Now, with that being said, we hit it off. Like, we hit it off emotionally. We hit it off spiritually. We didn't hit it off physically for the simple fact that he was still engaging in sexual activity. That's the only reason why we didn't hit it off on a physical level, because he was still in the act. And one thing that I am very intentional about when it comes to me dating is for God to send me a person that's in my walk. Like, that is very important to me. Simply because I don't want to be with anybody that has engaged in sexual activity within, I would say within 6 months. I feel like, it takes a little while for people to get out of that mind frame. It took me about a good 6 to 8 months before I was okay with not having sex. And then after about that 8-month mark, it was a little easy breezy for me. And so, Anyways, I started praying about this guy, and I was like, God, if this is not the person for me, give me a sign. And he gave me a dream. And the dream was pretty much, you're going to have everything that I promised you, but it is not with this guy. Now, the guy that he revealed to me in my dream, the face was blurred. Like it wasn't a clear picture of who this guy was. And so, after that, the guy just like he wanted to start talking about sex a lot. He was trying to get me to come to his place to spend a night, and I took all of those as signs that yeah, you're not the person for me. And so we stopped talking. We stopped talking for about a good month and a half, and then anytime when we would reach out to each other, it was just on, hey, how are you doing? You crossed my mind. I'm just, reaching out to make sure that everything is okay with you. Like, that's how it was. And so a last week, actually, he texted me. He was like, hey, I was just, seeing how you were doing, and he was just pretty much catching up. Now, he asked me, was I dating anybody? And I told him no. I was like, no, I'm not dating anybody. I haven't come across anyone that's on my level. And so he was like, well, I feel like we connected on each level. And I told him, I said, you know what? What we did. I said, we connected on an emotional level. We connected on a spiritual level. I said physical level, no. And I told him, I was like, you're very handsome. I said, but it's something missing, that I can't just really put my hand on. And he was like, well, if you're willing to work with me, maybe we can find what's missing. And I was like, no, it's not something that you find. It's just something that you have to have. And whatever it is, you do not have. And I pretty much told him, I was like, that's how people find themselves in these unhappy situations, because they're constantly trying to find whatever it is. I said, either you have it or you don't. And I said, and you just don't have it. And so I was like, but if you want, we can be friends. And he was like, I like you too much to be your friend. And he got into how, God gives us the ability to choose. And I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. God does give us free will to choose our mates. I said, but at the same time, I don't want to choose my mate. I said, I would rather God choose my mate for me. And so I asked him, I said, what are the reasons that you have as far as, you wanting to be with me? And he was like, I have my reasons, but it's no need for me to share them with you because your mind is already made up. Now, initially, I did let it go. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I really didn't think about it anymore. But as I was talking to one of my girlfriends, I was like, I think this man thinks that I'm his wife. And so I ended up texting him, and I was like, hey, I want to know your reasons. And so he called me, and we ended up having, I'm sorry, y'all, these sprays keep getting in my way. So he called me. We had like an hour-long conversation about it, and I was like, okay, so what's going on? He was like, well, back in February when we were talking, I was praying to God about you, and God revealed to me that you are my wife. And I was like, that can't be. I said, because God wouldn't reveal me as your wife and reveal another man in being my husband. And I was like, so either you got it wrong, I got it wrong, or we both got it wrong. And so I kind of let him in on some things that was just kind of, brought to my attention with the other guy. And we was just talking about it. He was like, well, because you are a woman after God's own heart, because God favors you, I feel like He'll bless whoever you choose. And I said, there's no doubt that He won't. I said, but at the same time, why would I choose when I would allow, when it would be more beneficial for me to allow God to choose my mate for me? So I told him, I was like, I was prophesied to back in March. And I said, with these prophecies, I wouldn't want to forfeit anything in my future because I decided to choose wrong. And I was like, at the same time, I could appreciate you coming to me and telling me that you feel like God revealed you to me. And I did tell him that he needed to go back and pray and that he needed to ask God for clear vision because God never revealed him to me. And I said, in order for both parties to know that this is God ordained, I said, God is going to reveal me to you, and He's also going to reveal you to me. I said, but God is not the author of confusion, so He wouldn't reveal me to you and reveal another man to me. I said, so maybe we both got it wrong. And I was like, well, maybe I am a desire in your heart, just like this other guy was a desire in my heart. So it really got me to thinking. And I had posted a video like this on my Insta story that connected to my Facebook, but it wasn't as detailed as this. And I was like, you know what, maybe I got it wrong because like the dreams and stuff that I was having, I don't know. So dreams are kind of iffy, and people would say that dreams are, just thoughts that are in your subconscious. So as I went back, I was like, well, maybe these were things that were going on at the back of my head, but I really weren't aware of them because it was just something that I wasn't thinking about. Because I know when I would go to sleep, I wasn't thinking about this guy. I'm not thinking about him when I go to sleep, but I'm having these dreams, and when I'm in that deep sleep, that's when these dreams are coming too. And so I am pretty much still very much in prayer about that. But one thing that I do know for sure is that anytime I've asked God for clarity, for clear vision, it was never, this person is your husband. Like when I would hear God talking to me, He would always tell me, you need to be prepared either way. You need to be prepared if this person comes back or if he doesn't. It was never, this person is going to come back or this person is your husband. It was never that. And so that's why I was able to tell him, you need to ask God for a clear vision. And this man continues to pursue me. And the difference is, because I'm a woman, I would never pursue a man. So even when I thought that this man was my husband, if he didn't reach out to me, we didn't communicate. Now I've also heard people say that a man is going to pursue you and you can't pray your husband away and things like that. But at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, God still ain't revealed you to me. Maybe He can't get through to me because I'm still desiring somebody else. But after that man told me that, I started releasing the person who I thought was my husband, just so I could be more open and receptive of what God really and truly has for me. But at the same time, I do feel like you still have to choose that person as well. Like, this man has chose me, but I haven't chose him. Honestly, I don't think God has chose this person for me. Is this man attractive? Very much so. He's very attractive. but I can't see him on that level, if that makes sense. And I feel like you would have to be attracted to him at a certain level, and I'm just not attracted to him at the level that I would need to be attracted to him at in order to be his mate. And so and thinking about that, and then going through that, I was like, God, like, did I get it wrong? Like, I started questioning God, and I was like, God, did I get it wrong? Like, I need some clear vision. Like, I need to go back to the drawing board. I need to see what's going on. And even then, nothing. Like, I didn't receive anything, but I know for a fact that back in February, it was just like, no, this is not the person for you. And so definitely have discernment. Don't take people at their word. If a woman or if a man was to come to you and tell you that you are their spouse, you need to be in prayer about that as well, because God has to reveal that to you as well. And even if God cannot get through to you, I'm pretty sure He would allow somebody in your circle to be able to get through to you, so that you can know that this relationship is the relationship that you need to be in. I feel like I am very well connected to God. I feel like at times when I want to hear, that God can just really get through to me, and I am able to hear Him, or I'm able to see things clearly in my dreams on what God is trying to show me. So that's why I can say that no, I'm not your wife. And that's why I was able to tell that guy that. But in saying all of that, definitely have discernment. Don't take people at their word. Especially humans, because we get it wrong all the time. And I've never been, within this last 18 and 19 years, I have not been afraid to admit when I have been wrong, because we're human. We get it wrong sometimes. Sometimes we get ahead of ourselves, and things like that. So I continue to wait for my love story. And I continue to wait for my love story to unfold. And I know that it's definitely going to be God ordained and God orchestrated. And I just can't wait for the person that I marry. I can't wait for us to be able to share our love story. And I can't wait for God to be able to use our relationship for His glory, for His kingdom. So, even if God has revealed your spouse to you, be in prayer about it. And that's really about it. And don't allow anybody to come up to you and tell you anything. God is going to give you whatever you need first and foremost, before anybody else comes and tries to tell you anything. Like, He's going to put you in position to be open enough, receptive enough to be able to receive whatever somebody else is coming to you with. Like, he's gonna place those things on your heart. And that's why I knew, prior to Him even telling me that's why I knew He thought that I was His wife, prior to Him even telling me that I was His wife. Like, I knew that that's what He was going to say. And that's why I was able to be like, no, I'm not your wife. You're probably just desiring me, but no, I'm not that person. And so I don't know who that's for. I don't know if this message will ever get to you. I hope that it does. But definitely pray to God for discernment and just go from there. But like I said, God is always going to give a word to you first, prior to anybody else giving you a word. Anybody else coming into your life to give you a word, that's only for confirmation that what He told you was true. So that's it. That's all that I have. Again, the name of this video is called A True Conversation Between a Man and a Woman. As always, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you know anybody that needs to hear this video, please like, please share, and please comment. That's it. Until next time. That's it, y'all. Bye.